The Queen stage of this year's Giro d'Italia women had arrived. Stage 8, the penultimate stage, quite short on paper, 106 kilometres, but the first time this race has ever taken on the Colle delle Finestre. An absolute beast of a climb. 8 kilometres of it, the final 8 kilometres of it, gravel. And to that point, they would have already climbed 10 kilometres. 18k in total. And the riders knew what they had coming. This had always been looked upon as the Queen stage. The time trial had set up some of the gaps we now see, where Anna van der Breggen is in the Marlen Reusser, wearing a bandage as well from the crash she'd had the day before. This climb, for the first time in this race, was set to be the big decider. But I can tell you, there was more drama to come, and it wasn't just the racing. The flag was dropped, and notably today, an opportunity for general classification riders' teams to get advanced satellite riders into the breakaway in hope they might be able to help their GC leaders when they came onto the climb. Fantastic, by the way, to see the Afghan national champion Fariba Hashimi in there. She and her sister have a fascinating story about how they turned up in pro cycling. Great to see her in the breakaway of 16 riders. And they arrived at the Miana di Sousa sprint point for those Marlen Reusser points, and it was Silvia Persico taking that from the breakaway ahead of yesterday's winner, Celia Géry, and this was the pacing behind, being set by Kristen Faulkner. This was the moment that all the general classification riders had been waiting for. Now 16 riders in the breakaway, as they started to work their way in to the 18 kilometres of the Colle delle Finestre, were starting to drop. This was the group of general classification favourites, and they'd picked up Lauren Dixon, who was doing a brilliant job. Then we saw this as well, Marlen Reusser telling Francesca Barale, who'd been in the breakaway, to go with them because she obviously, by the looks of things, did not have the pace at that point. She continued and actually didn't climb too badly, judging by that moment. And there were a number of satellite riders who'd been in the day's breakaway who were emptying themselves to do their best for their team leaders. But I have to say, Lauren Dixon, the British rider, was an incredible worker for Demi Vollering, doing everything. And it was causing problems. Elisa Longo Borghini, again, finding herself having to try and chase back into the group. And gradually, just gradually, we were starting to see the sort out to be the same 4 riders at the front that we'd had at the close of stage 5. Now, as they were tackling the gravel point, we got some important news coming through. Due to the breakage of a sheet of ice situated 150 metres above the route and following an assessment by park experts, the risk of an ice fall was deemed too high, and consequently race organisers, in consultation with the public safety authorities and the panel of race officials, decided to move the finish line to just under 1 kilometre from the top of the Colle delle Finestre climb, where times were recorded, mountains points and finish bonuses, and points for the classifications were awarded. And this is how it finished right now. Femke de Vries was doing her best to try and stay with the leading 4, but the leading 4 were the same 4 riders who went to the finish in Santo Stefano di Cadore. Isabella Holmgren was not sitting back and waiting for Anna van der Breggen and Demi Vollering to do their thing. Vollering had attacked twice herself already, but the 4 were locked together, and eventually Anna van der Breggen, the race leader, as they rode up into the mist, decided the best way to prevent the attacks was to set the pace on the front. Demi Vollering sitting in, Antonia Niedermeyer and Isabella Holmgren, those young riders coming through and showing they are in this race more than a match for Anna van der Breggen and Demi Vollering. That said, though, van der Breggen just kept setting the pace. They knew now they were coming very, very close to the new finish line just before the top of the Colle delle Finestre, and that was enough to see Demi Vollering open up a little gap, get the 10-second bonus, a tiny gap really on the others, and van der Breggen, having done the pacing all the way up there, in the Marlen Reusser, coming across the line, safe, delighted, I suspect, that it was finished, and at the high point as well, having reached the Alfonsina Strada, the high point of this year's race. Demi Vollering, the stage winner. Her second stage win, and her second stage win ever, it has to be said, in the Giro d'Italia women. She's loving this year's race. Anna van der Breggen is still in the Marlen Reusser, and Lisa Balsamo enjoying her time in the Marlen Reusser. You're going to have to join us for tomorrow's final stage, because that means tomorrow is going to be absolutely crucial.
Demi, of course, not the race we expected. How much was important to reschedule your plans when you have the communication of this changement?
Yeah, it was a really strange day. I mean, we heard it only 7k before the top or something, So the moment we heard it, we directly changed the plan and tried to make a harder pace. But of course it didn't go as we planned. Of course I really had in mind to try to give it my all and take 1 minute back. But yeah, that suddenly instead of 35k to the finish, it's only 6-7k. Then yeah, it changed a lot, of course, but it is how it is. That's cycling. You have to deal with nature. You have to deal with everything that's going around. So yeah, it's weird. I still don't know what to think about it. Of course, I'm happy to win this beautiful stage. It's a beautiful climb, but on the same time, also a little bit disappointed, of course.
Looking at the GC, it still remains kind of the same. So tomorrow will be the day, and of course the plan change.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is not really a day where you can take a minute back. I think so. It's unfortunate, but it is how it is.
Looking at the final kilometers, Anna was the one on the top of the small group. Do you think she spent more energy than you, and maybe this could help you tomorrow?
No, I mean, on a climb like that, you don't really have drag, so the one who's in front doesn't change too much. So I don't think that will change a lot.
Thank you. Grazie. Anna, of course, today things didn't go as planned. How important was to, reschedule everything when you had the communication?
Yeah, it was strange situation actually, because you prepare the stage how it was, but yeah, I mean, then you need to adapt to the situation. I think nobody can help it, so it is how it is. And then it was suddenly the last climb, so it's strange, but then it's changing how you ride and how you pace. But it is how it is.
We have seen you setting the pace in the last kilometers. Do you expect maybe any kind of attack of Demi before that one that happened?
Yeah, Demi did one attack before, and then after I expected also more actually, but yeah, I mean at that point I just if I do a good pace, then yeah, maybe to avoid attacks, and they did not came, so was good for me, I think. And I was a bit looking, I think like everybody, like where's the finish line? I expected it a bit before, but yeah, then in the end, podium or fourth, it doesn't matter so much. It's the bonification seconds, of course, but no, I think good day, good, yeah, good, yeah. Good day and good fight also on this climb, and it was a hard climb, so it was nice to do it.
Only one stage left. The GC is the same also the time. What could be the plan in your mind of Demi tomorrow? Try to reduce this important gap, looking at now the classification.
Yeah, I think of course she needs to try, and not only Demi, I think also the other riders needs to try. So. We have another time really hard climb, but yeah, if you look to today, yeah, I think tomorrow can be work out a bit the same. Only there is a long way to go after this hard climb. So, I mean, I just need to hold on and try to keep up what I'm doing at this point, and yeah, doing my best to keep the jersey.
How were the legs?
Legs were good today. Actually, I was happy with it. Not too stiff, to be honest, so it was good, and hopefully yeah, tomorrow we need some recovery, but everybody does, so yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elisa, so today things didn't go as planned. How much was important to change your plan, your schedule, in order to face this different stage?
Yes, it was a really weird day, honestly, and on the climb then we were also a bit confused. Because we couldn't understand what was going on, but yes, I think, I don't know, it's also difficult to describe, and I'm also a little bit sad that we couldn't arrive till Sestriere, because yes, it was a really important stage for everyone, and then yes, as a team we really tried to manage as well as possible, and I think we did a good job at the end.
Looking at tomorrow, the last stage, of course, the goal still remain to keep that maglia rossa without a climb, because you haven't faced the climb of Sestriere, so maybe legs will be a little bit well.
Yes, I mean, I'm quite sure tomorrow is going to be really hard, because today, without the last climb, maybe GC is still quite close. And so I really expect a hard day tomorrow, but I'm also happy because I'm really close to my house, so I know there will be a lot of people cheering for me.
We have seen also Isabella Holmgren give everything on the climb. Tomorrow will be important, also that maybe keep his place in the GC.
Yes, for sure we will fight. I mean, I think tomorrow a lot can happen, and we will help her and also Nif, and we are in a really good position in GC, and we will try to have a good plan for tomorrow.
Good luck. Thank you. Grazie. Isabella, first of all, today things didn't go as planned. What happened, in the last kilometers when you have to completely change maybe the plan in order to face Colle delle Finestre?
Yeah, once we knew that the race was going to finish just before the end of Finestre, then of course I knew I had to give everything I could before that finish line. So yeah, I don't think it changed too much the race, but yeah, I knew that I had to be empty by the time I got to the new finish line.
We have seen you in such a great shape also on Colle delle Finestre. Are you happy with that, important climb in the first part of the group?
Yeah, I think it was a super tough climb, and I wasn't necessarily feeling amazing at the bottom, so I was really happy that I was able to follow till the end. But yeah, super close in the end, so it's a bit frustrating, but I'm happy with it.
Looking at tomorrow will be important, to fight for the GC after this kind of strange stage. How much will be important to face tomorrow, the last stage, in the right way to keep that important place you have in the GC?
Yeah, I think we have to be aggressive and really watch, because there's a lot of teams that are going to do everything they can to move up in the GC, and it's an interesting stage with the climbs a bit earlier rather than closer to the finish. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
How are the legs?
We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grazie.